And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Hello, I'm John Waters, and I'm supposed to announce there is no smoking in this theater, which I think is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of in my life. How can anyone sit through a length of a film, and especially a European film, and not have a cigarette? But don't you wish you had one right now? And I'm telling you that smoke anyway. It gives ushers jobs, and if people didn't smoke, there would be no employment for the youth of today. So once again, no smoking in this theater.
Good afternoon, everybody, or evening, wherever you may be, across the Jeff Meach Network Multiverse of Media. I am, of course, Jeff Meach, and this is Meach's Musings. And yes, we start off on an unfortunate, sad note with the announcement from the family that Sika Anawahi, I'm not going to try to pronounce that whole name because I will butcher it, passed away this morning at the age of 75. That doesn't sound right, though. I take that back. He's not 75. He was 79. So I apologize for that mistake there, Sika. Of course, the father of Roman Reigns, the one of the Wild Samoans back in the 70s and 80s, of course, a highly influential member of the WWE family. Of course, his family continues on in the bloodline, and we will see them in an acknowledgement ceremony this Friday inside Madison Square Garden. As part of Friday Night SmackDown, and that is coming up as the lead-in to Forbidden Door for AEW's side of things. So lots of stuff happening within WWE, within TNA, within AEW, and of course here in the multiverse. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. I do apologize if I got a little Marty McFly thing going here. I am working with a new camera. Just trying to get the bugs out as I do, but at least I'm not blah, 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 blah on the audio. So that's always good, right? Again, I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. It's been a much more tranquilo type of week so far within the Meach family and across the multiverse. And yes, Matthew's here. Good to see Matthew. I spoke with JJ before we went on the air, but of course, JJ throwing up the acknowledgement for Sika. Will we see the return of Roman Reigns this Friday? I had been talking about it beforehand with this bloodline acknowledgement ceremony scheduled for the Garden on Friday in SmackDown. Is it too soon? Even now, with Roman having been gone since WrestleMania, does Sika's passing throw that proverbial wrench in the works? If it was in the works, I suppose we can only wait until Friday night. But I think with what happened last week with Jacob Fatu's arrival finally taking place, and with the reluctance of Paul Heyman. I almost said Paul Bear, thinking about Percy today a lot. Had a lot of conversations about Percy today. Will we see Roman Reigns? We shall see. But yes, JJ bringing up a happy topic for yours truly. Congratulations to the Florida Panthers. They are the 2024 Stanley Cup champions. So excited for everybody involved with that franchise. There's a lot of really cool people involved that have been with Florida from the beginning. This is their 30th year, their 30th season due to the lockout in 06-07. So their 30th anniversary and their 30th season are one and the same. Pretty cool. Usually, 30th anniversary is supposed to, the year after the 30th year. That's why WrestleMania is always so confusing for some folks. But I know that everybody's talking about the championship win for Florida. 30 years in the making. You've got a lot of quality talent. The general manager was so excited. The coach was unbelievably overwhelmed. You could see on his face. He was in the middle of an interview with the ABC and stopped, held the cup up, closed his eyes, let out a big scream of joy. Definitely some naughty words that ABC had to pick up. Well, Florida, the state of Florida is multi-time champions, yes, but this is the first time the Florida Panthers have actually won the cup. 30 years. Tampa Bay now, of course, has a couple. So very cool. The list grows shorter and shorter of teams that have yet to win the Stanley Cup championship. And to everybody that watches our show north of the border in Canada, this one's for you. I say it with lightheartedness, but the curse that Montreal brought on all of you by screwing the Kings out of the Stanley Cup in '93 continues on. So, neener, ha ha ha. No, I detest the Edmonton Oilers, so I was so excited for Florida. And I fully admit that I was more excited and more joyful over Edmonton losing than I was over Florida winning. If that makes me a bad fan, that makes me a bad person, then I will acknowledge that. So there you go. And yes, the Sharks still don't have a Stanley Cup, so that's always good. If they can remain cupless the rest of their existence, I'll be okay with that. Again, San Jose Sharks still haven't won. Buffalo Sabres, Vancouver Canucks, another Canadian team that hasn't won it. The Winnipeg Jets / Phoenix Coyotes / Arizona Coyotes / Utah Hockey Club have not won a Stanley Cup. From what I understand, they're going to completely start the franchise anew, but I'm going with that for now. The current Winnipeg Jets don't have a Stanley Cup. The Minnesota Wild don't have a Stanley Cup. Trying to think who else off the top. Obviously, Seattle doesn't have one. They're very new. Vegas only just got theirs in the last 5 years. It's just, to me, Florida isn't a hockey team. We don't get snow, but it's still crazy. But hell, we did have a Jamaican bobsled. That's right, the Jamaican bobsled. And you know what? They said the same thing about California when Jack Kent Cooke got awarded his franchise in the 60s and founded the Kings. Not a hockey town, it's California. It's hotter out here. But here we are, two-time Stanley Cup champions. So, God, that pixelation is really bad. I'm going to try to stop moving. It's kind of probably scaring you guys at home. Yeah, so I'm excited for the Florida Panthers. I'm excited for these guys to take the cup around for the summer and do their thing. I was waiting for somebody to ask me about this because they got asked on a couple other shows I watch. R.I.P. Sika is trending right now above Haktua. What are my thoughts on the Haktua girl? I think it's such a sign of society that she's a trending thing. It's kind of sad for me personally. I love it. The first time I saw it, or the meme about her, was because of the Iron Sheik, and somebody had blended the video of her doing the Haktua with Iron Sheik saying Haktua, talking about America or killing that turkey on live television or something. But thanks to the Iron Sheik, I found out about this chick. So I think it's silly. obviously, but what are you gonna do? It's funny, it's different. God, it is really trippy. Anyway, squirrel, ADHD. I think it's funny, Right? Yeah. She's in there. Check me outside. How about that? Yeah, there will always be a random crazy woman trending on social media. There you go. So let's talk about what's going on this week. It was announced yesterday, I believe it was, that this coming year, 2025's Royal Rumble, as well as a future WrestleMania, as well as a future SummerSlam, will be emanating from Indianapolis, Indiana. Lucas Oil Stadium will be the site of the Royal Rumble. So we now have our Road to WrestleMania path dates. February 1st through April 19th will be the official Road to WrestleMania. So there you go. Something like just shy of 80 days or whatever it is. So we will have all kinds of content for you guys as we lead up to WrestleMania 41, of course, the Royal Rumble, of course, our WrestleMania karaoke the week before WrestleMania, all of our prediction shows, all of our watch-alongs, coverage of both nights, some of us there live. It's going to be a grand adventure for the Multiverse of Media, and I'm looking forward to everything as we hit from Royal Rumble to now. Now, did Hunter or did the press release say that SummerSlam in Indianapolis would be a 2-day situation? I didn't see that. I probably missed it. Very likely I did miss it. But I will. I know Greg is happy that we have a Royal Rumble date already in mind for 2025, February 1st again. The first time the Rumble is not going to be in January, which I think is an interesting stat. And yeah, good question. Will we get that? Maybe the Chamber will be in March, and it'll still be outside of the North American continent. If we're still going to keep the big PLEs outside of North America, we'll see how that all plays out. If it was on no DQ, I'm going to go with it because Aaron wouldn't dare post a mountain of misinformation. So yeah, 2-day SummerSlam starting next year now, as opposed to 2026. Interesting development, but yeah, I'm happy we've got a Royal Rumble date. We can now definitely start really kind of finalizing the road to WrestleMania. I am determined, by God, to get Clash of the Couples in. Excuse me. Valentine's weekend. That will be the 15th of February next year. That is my hope. That is my goal. So I am hopeful that we can pull that off with some of the various couples within the Multiverse of Media. I'm thinking, and this is just right now off the top of my head, kind of a little bit last night in my head as I was trying to get this cough to go away and go to sleep, which has been damn it. Sorry, guys. Been an adventure. Anyway, I'm thinking I want to have like levels of oh, son of a bitch. That's enough, damn it. Anyway. So the plan would be to get a longer term couple, kind of a 5 years behind them couple and a 5 years behind them couple. So like 5, 10, 15. I know the Cherries are going to be approaching 14 years married when we hit February next year. So it's just a matter of finding a 10-year couple, which I believe is my sister and brother-in-law. Have to look and see if they're willing to do it. And then 5-year together couple. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But either way, Royal Rumble February 1st, WrestleMania April 19th and 20th. So that's where we're at. Last night on Raw, I have to give major love to Taylor Rotunda doing the interview, Mick Foley style. Bo Dallas being, interviewed by Uncle Howdy. I thought that was a wonderful presentation, very creepy. I had my brother text me he's going to have nightmares now because of what he saw on Monday Night Raw. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing that we actually had, interaction with the Wyatt Six and guys that people that don't always necessarily watch. I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to what happens. I do agree with the comment in the chat room that we definitely need to have interviews like that with each potential member, because that was just an amazing, like I said, it harkened me back a little to the Mick Foley stuff from 1997 with Dude and Mankind introducing Cactus Jack, but it went a whole other level above, and I thought that was really cool how they did that. Excuse me. New World Tag Team Champions last night, thanks to the maneuvering of Liv Morgan, Finn Balor, and even my dad now calls him JD McFunko Pop. God bless Jordan Devlin, that poor bastard in his big ass head. I did see that we saw Alexa Bliss. So again, maybe the return of the pint-sized devil is at hand. I'd like to think that her and Nikki can coexist as part of this Wyatt Six stuff. Again, it's so unique. I love the delivery of the VHS. I love the layout of the video that looked like an old worn out VHS. Just everything about last night's continuation of the Wyatt stuff really caught my eye, really intrigued me. I love it how there are people within the groups I inhabit and the rooms I help moderate or whatever. Oh, we get them in person. Let's get a video pack. It's like, dude, it's week 2. Like, shut the hell up and let it be. In fact, the person I'm, shitting on here was the person that encouraged us to let everything play out. It's literally week 2. Let it play out. Why are we rushing? Why? We've waited so long for this to get going on television. You need to let it play out the way it needs to play out and not just want your big giant moment all at once, dude. Savor it. Let it simmer on the pot. Let it on the stovetop, man. Don't let it all just explode and that's it. That's all we get. No. We found out Braun Strowman's going to challenge Sami Zayn to the Intercontinental Championship. Don't know if it means Braun wins. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if it's too soon for Braun Breaker or if it's too soon for Sami to lose. I mean, that's the thing with following up a long championship reign, like Gunther's, like Roman Reigns' WWE Championship reign. It's like, man, once it's over, people just don't know what to do with themselves when they have a less lengthy run. It's like, when does it end? Whatever. It's like, I like Breaker. Sorry, Braun Breaker. I apologize, Braun Breaker. I'm thinking of Strowman because he was in the match with Chad Gable last night, where Chad Gable miraculously survived being murdered by the Wyatt Six and was qualified for Money in the Bank. So good on him. Is it too soon for Breaker to win the Intercontinental Championship? I think it is, but I also know there's a lot of people that are very high on Breaker, and I hope that if they do give him the Intercontinental Championship, that he proves worthy of a workhorse championship and not just some Goldberg-like obnoxiousness of running through everybody without showing any actual skill, because that's frustrating when that happens. Oh, let's see what else. Didn't really. Still, I got a question over the weekend. I got asked about this, so I'll go ahead and talk about it. It will be July 13th. I don't have the graphic updated, but it'll be July 13th, the day after our watch-along of Prestige Wrestling's next event, which, of course, is free on YouTube. I encourage everybody to check that out, Friday night, July 12th. I'm still hopeful it can be Team JMN versus Team No DQ. I just don't know if anybody of No DQ is willing to come onto our multiverse channels and get thumped like that. I mean, it'd be kind of embarrassing for them, right? To come over here and, you know, get shown up on a game show by myself and JJ and our team, whoever we put together for R5. You know, I don't think Aaron and Virtue could handle it, really. But, you know, maybe that's just me being a little bit full of myself. Don't know. JJ says, my concern is if they have masked the Wyatt 6, Dexter Loomis, and Joe Gacy have both been painted as goofy as a pet coon, would it ruin the aura to have the people behind the mask revealed? I counter that by saying how goofy they painted Bo Dallas. And yes, his brother died. It's different. But the character of Bo Dallas was definitely very poorly booked before he was released. So, you know, hopefully they can have a similar type of back and forth with their character in that, or with Uncle Howdy, in that they've been presented so poorly that this is why they've chosen to lash out. This is why they've chosen to react and, you know, come together in tribute of Bray and, you know, wreak havoc on the WWE locker room, be it Raw, be it SmackDown, be it wherever, be it the Pat McAfee show, apparently. And condolences also to Pat McAfee. I know his father passed away recently. He mentioned that. So tough week for the WWE family with all the loss. So that's very, very unfortunate. I mean, loss is never fun. Loss is never easy with any community, with any group of people, with any family, with any, you know, friends. So I am definitely I hope that everybody can, you know, push through. So getting back to the Wyatts, I don't think they're going to perform in the ring as themselves. I think we're still going to see Dexter, however they can pull it off, compete as, you know, the Buzzard, have Joe Gacy compete as his character. I don't think we're going to see Dexter compete as Dexter or Gacy compete as Gacy during this Wyatt 6 presentation. I just think that an interview, and even if it's just Uncle Howdy doing the interviews, because you don't want the Buzzard necessarily talking to the other guys talking, even Nikki. I think if you have Uncle Howdy be the one that is manipulating the situation, he's the one talking to Nicole and talking to Dexter and talking to Joe and talking to Lexi when we see her. I think that's the much better way to go, personally. And talking to Redbeard, Eric Rowan also. I think it should be Uncle Howdy getting inside each of their heads as themselves, but still having the out front presentation be the characters we've seen on Raw now and on the Pat McAfee show. That's what I would do. Keep Uncle Howdy as the constant manipulation, the manipulator, rather. That's how I would do it, kids, but that's just me. So, as I mentioned, there's a lot going on in wrestling. There's a lot going on these channels all week long. If you missed Stat Boy Sports Bar yesterday, please go back and check it out. It was the lead into Mikey's coverage of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup, which he did a masterful job again. I popped in very briefly to congratulate Florida, to shit on the Oilers a little bit more, and to congratulate Mikey for his call, another championship call for Stat Boy. So very cool. Please go back and watch that if you have not yet had the opportunity. Tomorrow, of course, we're doing Meach Musings right now. Tomorrow, the Greg Cherry Show will be live. Well, we may talk a little bit more Forbidden Door, but let's be real. We're going to be talking about Jack of all trades. I need to get rid of the WTC. I apologize that we're not calling WTC anymore, but we are going to be talking about Jack of all trades, which, of course, will be this Thursday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Chris Cass defends the Joke Championship against myself, against Matty Laws, and against a newcomer to the Greg Cherry brand and the Multiverse of Media, one Maven Huffman, formerly of WWE Tough Enough, former WWE Hardcore Champion, current YouTube sensation, for lack of a better term. That'll be on Thursday. Friday, we hit you with a double shot. First of all, at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, the Dads and Always Wrestling will be live with our own booking for Forbidden Door. That's, of course, as I said, on Friday. Not immediately followed, but pretty close to it at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, with the Simple Man and JJ host, as well as my channel hosting Simply Predicting for this Sunday's Forbidden Door show. Again, that's all coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific on Friday. Saturday, of course, we'll be live with Open Mic Night, as we do. And then Sunday, Forbidden Door, our coverage will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, across the Multiverse of Media. And again, Saturday skirmish, if the NoDQ team bothers to show up. Again, I don't have faith that they'll want to come on, somewhere else and get humiliated, but we'll see how it goes. That'll be in July. And then, as I said, I'll be attending the Nikki and Brie Show, the Mom's Gone Wild tour, as they hit the Bourbon Room on Thursday night, with the Lawrence brothers as their special guests. So that's going to be a hell of a fun night. I am just looking forward to seeing my friends Nicole and Brie after a while, and meeting the Lawrence brothers is going to be awesome. Very, very cool. Yes, and our Forbidden Door booking is going to be open to all companies. I have made the decision to book it the way I did it, as I mentioned on Saturday, but JJ and I will be doing our own version of the booking, and with each having our own unique match card. It won't be a joint list. And the question is, will we be trolling Maven with the subject thing? That is a Greg Cherry question that you are more than happy to ask him tomorrow during the Greg Cherry show. I'm not trolling anybody. Just, Maven thinks he's going to come on to, our Multiverse of Media and the Greg Cherry brand and, try to, wrestle the joke championship from Chris, ahead of me and Maddie. That's not going to happen. Like, we're going to punk that dude out. It's going to be a thing. We're going to show him that, he may have been tough enough to earn a WWF contract, but he's not tough enough to come on to, within my Multiverse of Media and beat me for any damn thing. It's not going to happen. I'm going to be amongst, friends. I'm going to be down in Hollywood doing the Bourbon Room thing. I'll be all the way live Thursday. I'll tell you what. And, Maven thinks he can come on and do his thing. If the NoDQ team thinks they can come on, a Family Feud type show and do their thing, everybody's welcome to come into the Multiverse of Media and get their ass whooped. Like, I'm fine with that. The more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned, with kicking people's butt. That is always a delightful opportunity for me and the JMN Multiverse of Media. Like, everybody's welcome to come get their butts kicked. Please, I encourage it. I really do. So yeah, that's where we're at. But again, I appreciate everybody that's here. We've got all outlets open watching, so I think that's super cool. We have a lot of great stuff coming up the rest of this week. We've got a stacked July. I have something for every day on my channel. Stuff you guys haven't seen before, or long since archive footage, so it's going to be fun. Matthew's turning turning a year older on Thursday, so we'll have to make sure we toast him during Jack of All Trades. Maybe I can get one of the Bourbon Room specialties to toast young Matthew with. We will see how it all plays out on Thursday, but that is going to do it here for Tuesday. I'm under the bright lights. I got the studio back behind me, so life is good, but it's hotter, and it really is hot because it's summertime here in Southern California. So I'm going to sign off and say good night from Southern California, from Santa Clarita. And when we get to our Rumble, we'll be celebrating Emmanuel's birthday. So all the celebrations will be taking place, and it all starts tomorrow on the Greg Cherry Show, and then, of course, Thursday with Jack of All Trades and my visit to the Bourbon Room to see Nikki and Brie. Until then, this is the Meach. What happened? I'm getting dinged. I'm getting constructed. I'm going to sign off and answer that. Talk to y'all later.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.